there, this is Rose with Remodeling Wizards of Maryland. On today's episode, we're going to talk about what it means for a property to perk. We're also going to talk about some home maintenance you should be doing during the springtime. Stay tuned. Spring is finally here, but you know what that means. It's time to do some basic home maintenance to keep your house in tip-top shape. John, can you give us some tips on home maintenance during the springtime?
Yeah, sure. One of the things that I would do is, remember, we've been heating the house all year. Now we're going to switch over to air conditioning. So one of the first things you want to do, check the filter on your air handler in your home or your furnace in your home so that you have a new filter in place. The other thing is, if you have an air conditioner, check that condensate line. You could put a cleaner in there. People typically use vinegar. They pour the vinegar into the condensate line to clear it out. If you don't do that, it gets clogged up. And let's say your air conditioning unit is up in the attic, you may end up with a leak in your ceiling. So I definitely would take care of the filter, take care of cleaning out the condensate line. The other thing is, take a look at your dryer vent. Make sure your dryer vent is clear and clean and not clogged up. On the outside of the house, a couple things I would look at. Number one, walk around the home. Make sure that the trees are not touching the roof or touching your house, because if they are, you better cut some of those limbs off so you don't get some damage to your home. The other thing outside is, look at your gutters. If they're clogged, let's get them cleaned out. And the last thing, something that people don't always look at, if you have a crawl space in your home, some crawl spaces have vents in them that need to manually be opened up. In the wintertime, you can close them, but in the summer, make sure they're open. So this is a good time to check that out.
What does it mean for a property to perk? Let's talk about it. John, can you describe what perking means?
Sure. A perk test is done when you buy a property and you decide to put a house on the property, and this property is outside of the city limits and it doesn't have a public sewer system. So you need to do a perk test to see if a septic system could work. How they do that is very simple. They dig a hole, they pour water into the hole, they put a ruler into the hole, and then they measure how long it takes for the water to be absorbed into the soil. If it meets the standard, it passes the perk test, and now you have a property that you can put a septic system on.
Was this information helpful? We hope so. Please follow, like, and subscribe to our page. We'll see you next week.